Since the trailer for Season 2 of The Mandalorian just dropped, let's dig into it. The season is coming out relatively soon, on October the 30th, so it will be a very nice bright spot in this chaotic year. Mark your calendars, it will not be too long of a wait. Anyhow, we start on an austere backdrop in a galaxy far, far away. Strange, tinkly music begins playing. Now, it's common practice for trailers to start with a more sparse arrangement, so as better to contrast with the huge swells of strings that come up later. That's not the strange part. What's strange is this chanting that goes on. The effect is to confuse us, to disorient us, to destabilize our perception so as to make sure that we don't know what's going to happen and to raise our anticipation. After we see the Lucasfilm logo, we see our titular Mandalorian, carrying Baby Yoda beside him. We are enshrouded in darkness, making this seem odd and mysterious and enigmatic. Our protagonist must reunite Baby Yoda with his own kind. What exactly they mean by his own kind is rather not quite known. Based on the rest of the trailer, I assume they just mean the Jedi, but it still leaves open the possibility that we might see more Yodas in the future, or perhaps more accurately, more members of that species. We get exposition concerning the ancient battles between Mandalore the Great, a heroic legendary leader of the Mandalorian species, and the Jedi. The Jedi have this mythical quality about them, even now. In the section of the world we see the Mandalorian frequent, it's not always confirmed that they even exist. For the Mandalorian, the directive to reunite Baby Yoda with its own kind must be very strange. In what little he knows about the Jedi, they are enemies of his people. Now the Mandalorian has to take Baby Yoda, risking life and limb with blood, sweat, and tears, trying to deliver him to the Jedi. As the music rises, there's this moment of anticipation and anxiety as Baby Yoda stares at the Mandalorian, and the Mandalorian, beneath his mysterious, sleek helmet, stares back. After this, we get a rapid-fire series of shots, many of them foreboding and ominous. We get the Mandalorian at sea, staring pensively into the distance. Then we have a tense-looking space battle. Action! Spaceships shooting through the sky. Then we have the Mandalorian racing away through the sands. This is a very kinetic series, and it looks as though all the action people loved about the original season is going to be back in full force here. Honestly, as much as some people have called The Mandalorian a return to form for Star Wars, going back to those glory days, what it most reminds me of are those high-energy, episodic adventure tales that used to be all over network TV way back in the day, like The Fugitive, the old show, not the Harrison Ford movie. Of course, there is a major difference, and that's that most of those shows had no budget and the action was cheap. Whereas here, it's flashy, the action is very well choreographed, it just enthralls you. It's genuinely beautiful. It definitely looks like The Mandalorian is doubling down on what worked so well for the show back in Season 1. We get spaceships, stormtroopers, and all that classic Star Wars goodness exploding into a bombastic action sequence that takes place in a chasm. The action keeps going. The editing becomes increasingly intense and rapid. And then they say that this is no place for a child, and that is certainly true. I don't imagine it will be easy or fun for Baby Yoda to exist in this chaotic world. Still, the Mandalorian pledges to defend Baby Yoda. They make a very strange duo, this rugged, masculine, tall, masked warrior and this cute little miniature Yoda-like figure. A major part of the show's appeal is that contrast. Baby Yoda in particular has become a fan favorite, and it looks as though we're going to get a lot more of Baby Yoda and interactions between Baby Yoda and the Mandalorian in Season 2. Then we have flaming ships rocketing through the atmosphere, promising more chaos. After that, it's the Mandalorian in a showdown. In response to the Mandalorian's quote about standing by Baby Yoda, a thug says, "So I've heard," and then he and his team all jump on the Mandalorian. It's something of a Mexican showdown. Everyone's pointing guns at everyone. It's a free-for-all, and the Mandalorian is the target. Baby Yoda, sensing that this is going to get ugly, hides in his little carrying case. We cut to black, seeing things from Baby Yoda's perspective. There are sounds of a scuffle, and when Baby Yoda feels safe, we finally see light again, and the Mandalorian is finishing off the last baddie. I love that roguish sense of humor. It calls back to the best cowboy movies from generations past. We're with Baby Yoda as the action's taking place, and then after it's over, we're back with the Mandalorian, and he acts like this is not a big deal, that's just another day on the job. After that, we get the title of the show, followed soon by the release date. We don't get much information as to what the plot of Season 2 is going to be, but I can only imagine that after they did so much brilliant work laying the groundwork in Season 1, the plot will get a lot more twisted and very dense as we go along. There's so many fascinating stories to be told in this world, and I'm really interested in what they do. As we get a little bit of that traditional Star Wars orchestral swell at the end of the trailer, we learn that the new season will start releasing episodes in only about a month. That's very exciting. Considering how Tenet has flopped at the box office, at least in my country, the United States, we probably will not be getting any big-budget movies in theaters until Christmas. But thankfully, we don't have to go without spectacle. The Mandalorian is a breath of fresh air in a stale television landscape. And I eagerly await to see how this show expands the Star Wars universe. It's going to be thrilling. So thank you all for watching. If you liked what you saw today, don't forget to like and comment and subscribe. Donate to my Patreon if you can and you want to see more videos like this. I'll be sure to have a review for The Mandalorian Season 2, so when it starts releasing episodes, watch those and then watch my reviews. It really is exciting to see a fantasy show capture the zeitgeist like this. Especially when it's from a franchise I love, Star Wars, and when it's taking a lot of notes from a genre I love, the Western. I can't wait to see where they go from here. So anyway, tune in soon for my next analysis. It will be coming soon. Thank you all again. Adios, comrades.